morning. My name is Maria Tinker. I am a political science major from Birmingham, Alabama, and today I will be presenting my findings on our HBCUs equal to PWCUs. For this study, HBCUs is the abbreviation for Historically Black Colleges and Universities, and PWCUs is the abbreviation for Predominantly White Colleges and Universities. For this study, I examined Tuskegee University students and I asked them a variety of questions regarding whether or not they believe that HBCUs are undervalued in America's educational system, and whether or not they believe that the education they receive at an HBCU is equal to that of the one that they would receive at a PWCU. So for my findings on educational equality, basically what this is about is whether or not the students responded yes or no to if they believe that the education they are receiving at a HBCU is equal to that of a PWCU. As you can see from this graph, the number of students who responded that they do believe that an HBCU is educationally equal to that of PWCU is significantly higher than the percentage of students who responded no, which is this little square right here, not even half. Over here is our HBCUs undervalued? And for this study, I asked students whether or not that they believe that HBCUs are more undervalued than PWCUs. And on this side, you can see that the majority of the students responded yes, they do believe that HBCUs are undervalued in America's educational system. And this graph shows the same information except it's broken down by region and classification. And what you can tell is that as the student goes up in their college levels, the higher the number of students who responded no. And also the numbers are flipped on each side. And for the last one, factor that I did was does USA history play a role? And for this one, what I found out is that the majority of our students do believe that the historical context of the USA does play a role. And what is interesting about this graph is that the higher up in classification you go, the higher the number of students who responded yes. And also, the higher you go, the higher the number of students who responded no becomes. So in conclusions, the data shows that our respondents do believe that the education received at HBCUs is equal to the one received at PWCU. The majority of respondents do not believe that HBCUs are valued equally as much as PWCUs, nor do respondents believe that HBCUs and PWCUs are funded equally, which is this graph right here at the bottom, which shows that no students responded no to the question asking are HBCUs underfunded. And the majority of respondents believe that the historical context of the USA does play a role in the undervalue. Any questions?
What part of the U.S. history are you referring to?
Specifically, I'm referring to the part of the USA history that has to deal with racism and slavery. I believe that these are problems that the U.S. has not dealt with properly and are still going on. And you can see it today when you look at when you look online. You can see people making various comments about how the education that one receives at a HBCU is not equal to the education received at a PWCU, even though this is not true. And I believe that this is based off of the idea that anything created by a black person cannot be equal to that created by a white person, which is an old white supremacy belief.
So why do you think more people are starting to believe that HBCUs are undervalued?
I believe this because the majority of respondents who go to Tuskegee University, as they matriculate into their along with their college careers, they begin to notice the differences between HBCUs and PWCUs in things like equipment, funding, the housing, and I believe that it all plays a role into why people believe that HBCUs are undervalued.
So basically, what is the study about?
This study is basically about are HBCUs truly equal to PWCUs. And as you can see, HBCUs are equal on educational basis. However, they are not equal on any other basis to PWCUs. They are not equal to PWCUs when it comes to the value of their educational system, nor are they equal to PWCUs when it comes to the funding of their schools.